Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something you probably have in your pantry right now, but we're going to look at it in a completely different way. We're bringing you some really fascinating, data-driven insights into how a single, seemingly ordinary agricultural product manages to completely dominate global trade. We're talking about the anatomy of a true phenomenon, 1121 Basmati rice. It is an absolute masterclass in agricultural development.
So, let's start with a number. 22 millimeters. Now I know, 22 millimeters doesn't exactly sound massive, right? But in the context of what we're looking at today, it represents a record-breaking physical statistic. It's the core reason why this specific product is just so highly valued globally.
And seeing a measurement like that really begs the question, what exactly makes a single grain of rice a global export phenomenon? I mean, how does this tiny, microscopic little grain become an absolute heavyweight in the luxury culinary world? How does it capture the attention of top-tier chefs and massive export companies all over the world? Well, let's break it down.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the world's longest grain.
To really understand this market dominance, we have to look at the origin of this premium agricultural powerhouse. 1121 Basmati rice isn't just your standard run-of-the-mill crop. Actually, scratch that, it's essentially engineered for absolute culinary perfection. It's a highly specialized hybrid variety, grown primarily in the rich agricultural lands of Pakistan and India, and it was specially developed for three very specific goals: to drastically improve the length of the grain, to boost the overall production yield so farmers can actually grow more of it efficiently, and to achieve unmatched cooking quality. Because of this targeted science, it firmly holds the top position in the premium basmati category worldwide.
Moving right along to Section 2, Anatomy of 1121 Basmati.
The physical transformation of this product from field to table is wild. It's what separates it from anything else sitting on a grocery store shelf. In its raw, uncooked state, it's already measuring an impressive 8.3 to 8.5 millimeters. So before it even touches boiling water or the heat of a professional kitchen, it already holds the title of the longest grain rice variety out there. It has this distinct, super slender appearance right out of the bag.
But post-cooking is where the real magic happens. We're back to that initial number we started with. Once cooked, this grain stretches out to a world record category length of over 20 to 22 millimeters. Just think about that expansion for a second. It becomes a total visual marvel on the plate.
When you compare the raw grain length to the cooked grain length, it brilliantly illustrates the dramatic difference. You're looking at an unparalleled expansion ratio here. The grain literally grows 2.5 to 3 times its original size. Just imagine the pure volume difference when a restaurant is cooking this in bulk for a massive event. It's an extraordinary physical change.
Which brings us to Section 3, the science of expansion.
It's not just about getting bigger, it's about exactly how it gets bigger. The science here is honestly fascinating. After that exceptional baseline length before cooking, the real secret is the maximum vertical elongation. When cooked, this grain expands vertically, but crucially, without increasing in width. It gets much longer, but it doesn't get fatter or puffier. And because the width remains uniform, the grains separate beautifully into this soft, completely non-sticky texture. They don't clump together at all. Every single grain stands perfectly on its own.
Let's see how it compares in Section 4, 1121 versus normal basmati.
So how does this specifically engineered solution actually stack up against your standard normal basmati? Well, it's essentially a clean sweep across the board. Normal basmati gives you a medium grain length and maybe doubles in size. 1121, very long, expanding a massive 2.5 times or more. The premium aroma jumps from moderate to strong. But the real game changer, which, let's be honest, makes or breaks a premium dish, is the texture. Normal basmati can be slightly sticky. 1121 is purely non-sticky. It completely outperforms the standard varieties.
Let's head into our final area of focus, Section 5, global market and exports.
All of these physical traits translate directly into major dollars. It explains exactly why global export executives and premium hoteliers actively demand this specific variety. First, luxury dining presentation. We eat with our eyes first, right? And that extreme length screams high quality. But here is the real economic secret: high volume expansion. Because the grain expands so much, less raw quantity yields significantly more cooked rice on the plate. It is simple math that leads to much better margins. Combine that economic efficiency with consistent quality and strong international brand value, and you have a highly lucrative product.
And you can see exactly where all this premium rice ends up, Because of that perfect separation, the incredible aroma, and the high-end aesthetic, it is the absolute, undisputed top choice for iconic dishes. We're talking high-end biryani, pulao, and global fine dining environments where presentation and a fluffy texture are absolutely everything. As a result, the export demand is just through the roof. It doesn't just stay in the regions where it's grown. It completely dominates high-end restaurant and consumer markets, especially across the Middle East and Europe. The global market recognizes its superiority and eagerly pays a premium to import it.
To put a bow on this whole agricultural marvel, our sources provided a quote that just perfectly nails its elite status in the global food supply. If basmati rice is the king of rice, then 1121 is definitely the king of kings. It's not just an ingredient, you know? It's a meticulously developed product sitting completely unchallenged at the top of its category.
So, I'll leave you with this thought to chew on next time you're treating yourself to a premium culinary experience or a beautifully plated biryani. Take a really close look at the grains in front of you. Based on that incredible length and perfect, non-sticky texture we've explored today, is the King of Kings on your plate. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep asking questions about the amazing science behind the world around you.